So in the previous video I released the peer evaluations back to students so they could see their report. Now finally what I want to do is I want to modify the marks of an existing Canvas assignment based upon this peer evaluation. So again, the other assignment is a group assignment, a report they submitted. I gave 80% for that report. That was then distributed to all the students as 80%. Well, I want to add this peer evaluation as a factoring element to that mark. So I can do that a couple of ways. An interesting toggle here actually is the self-score. So at the moment the factor doesn't include the marks or the grading that students gave themselves during the peer evaluation. If I want to include that, then I can tick this box and it includes it into it or not, but I probably would leave it off. So that's that. Now here's the factoring element. So again, the student here, Biotech 1, would indicate that they are a high performer, whereas this one here isn't a high performer, so it's just 0.83, whereas that one will have a positive effect on the grade of that group report, whereas this one will have a negative effect on the grade of the group report. I can tailor this slightly by limiting the factoring for each that it can take place on the. So for example, if it was a factor of 2, it wouldn't limit it, would only limit it up to adding maybe an extra 10% on the mark. So let's have a look at that in a bit more detail. If I go to in Buddycheck Update Grades, it will ask me to authorise again access to the Canvas course. What it's doing is it's saying to Buddycheck, okay, you can have a look at the grades element within the course. Then click on authorise. So what we're going to do here is select assignments. This is my other report that's within the assignment area. So here it is. Here it's kind of pulled it down. Individual grading possible. Now this is interesting. So it's telling me Buddycheck can only update grades for individual assignments. So what I need to do, it's an important one, this one. Let me go to the assignment screen. Now I think I've mucked this up here actually, but I think I should be able to rectify it hopefully by going to my assignment, click on the edit menu and scroll downwards here, assign grades to each student individually as well. So that's going to be quite interesting to see what happens here. So I've individually marked the speed grader mark as 80% for the working group. And I can see that it has taken that 80% and it's distributed them out to each student individually. So that's possibly a marking approach that you can mark all the as non-individual marks for each group, and then untick that box to tick that box to make it individual, and then it will distribute that mark equally to all students, as you can see here, for example, in the grades area. Okay, let's go back to Buddycheck again and see if it'll let me do what I want it to do. So I'm going to go to Buddycheck and go to that one, peer evaluation, and again we'll just start that process again, update grades, authorise again, and this time it will allow me to select it. Individual grading possible, yes. Max points 100, part of grade, yep. So the next thing on the select part, let's go to configure and accept. So it's retrieving the grades from the course. And I can include self-scores if I want to, but I don't want to. So it's original factor, and so I can see that the original grade was 80 for each student. With the adjustment factor of 1.17, it's going to be 93%, and this one here will be 60%. Now if I like, I can apply certain limiting factors, so I can say, okay, I only want it to have a small adjustment factor of each one, for example. So again, it's just tailoring that downward slightly, or it might be, now I'm not sure if that's equivalent to 50%. Is that one? I think maybe. Whereas if I said it's only equivalent to I think I need to do a bit more work on this one. To decide is that 1%. Yeah, I need to do a bit more work to understand what these numbers do, but it does limiting the adjustment factor slightly, so that's good to know. Difference is 13% for that one. It's down minus 13%. I'll keep it as the simple ones because I haven't really read up about it, but we'll click on accept and continue and then submit grade updates. If I like, I can back up the grades. I probably should have done that first of all, but that's now applied. So if I go back to the grading screen here, I can now hopefully see there's my grades for that group report. What's interesting also actually for the students, I wonder if I've released the grades for that student. So here's my dummy student again. If they go to the grades area, they can see that as well. That's fantastic. So this one student got a 64% here on it. If I go to the assignment screen, and I hope I can see it, I might not have revealed it yet. Let me see. Yes, so the student here can see the feedback, and what they're told is Buddycheck has adjusted your assignment score with that other thing here. So points after adjustment. So original score before adjustment 80%, and then points after just 66.4 points out of 100. So that's it. That's how it works very roughly during our first pilot of Buddycheck.